Hello everyone, welcome to Mind Garbage. My name is Eric Myers. This week I'm coming to you about something that I kind of want to talk about. Far Cry Primal just came out like a week or two ago, however time goes in this crazy world. I have personally not played it, so this is not really a review. I wanted to talk about, Far Cry is a game series that I've always really enjoyed, way back to Far Cry on PC developed by Crytek. And then even the Xbox spin-offs, like there was, Far Cry Legends? Was it? Predator. That's what I'm thinking of. There's Far Cry Predator, and then another one, you got superpowers. It was really ridiculous and crazy and whatnot. But what I want to talk to you about is, Far Cry is a series that has evolved over time into something much different than what it is now. You look at the first Far Cry, and even from Far Cry 1 to, I would say, 3 even, the games were completely different games. One is like a, story about a guy and surviving in a jungle and whatnot. Channeling a little bit of I believe that would be an Irish accent. I don't know, it's really terrible. But, whereas I've heard Max Scoville from IGN has described Far Cry 3 as sort of like a really politically incorrect Mountain Dew commercial. And, now you see with 4, it was a little bit of like 3, but trying to take itself seriously. But now we have Primal. And what's interesting about Primal is that, kind of like Blood Dragon, which came before 4, which was like a DLC to 3, it was like this cool VHS sort of like future style thing. And this is completely different. Going back to the Stone Age, no weapons at all. You have not, you have weapons, but you don't have guns. You can't go pew, 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 like that. But, this is like with spears and arrows and whatnot, and a big emphasis on hunting from what I can tell, and taming animals. And I'm not ready to fully dive into that yet. I'm not kind of in the mood for it. But what I want to talk about really is where Far Cry could go next with this. I think Far Cry 5 is very soon on the horizon, and I think it's much quicker than a lot of people think. Ubisoft is not releasing an Assassin's Creed this year. I still think that there's going to be like a collection or something for Assassin's Creed, but that's beside the point. They have The Division coming out this year, but they don't have a big fall title. And generally, they put out roughly, I'd say, 3 games a year that are big. Last year we had Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, and Far Cry 4. And I am still stuck in 2015. So time travel, if you will, back to 2015 so I can talk about 2014. That's when those 3 games came out. So this year we have The Division, there's no new Assassin's Creed, and a new Far Cry just came out. So my thought is that Far Cry 5 will be announced very soon, but that's not what I want to talk about really. This is sort of, just stuff going on. I'm sprouting off. Here's the jumping pad, and here's me jumping off. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump at you. I didn't mean to scare you. What I'm talking about is you have these, you have the main Far Cry series, which is the numbered, which is, Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4. And then you have these spin-offs, which now we have Blood Dragon and Primal. And Primal seems to be much bigger than Blood Dragon. So I'm talking more along those lines of where I think Far Cry could go next, but also where I think they should go next. I think it's very likely you have not seen the last of Blood Dragon. I think Blood Dragon 2 is going to be announced later this year and come out either this year or early next year, kind of what they did with Primal. The reason being for that is Blood Dragon was such a, Blood Dragon was probably my favorite of the Far Cry games that have come out recently. In recent years, I still think that the best one is Far Cry 1 by Crytek. And that game has such a special place in my heart. That was like the first time I've ever played like a shooter kind of game, which, actually no, I think there was stuff earlier before that. But that was the one that I remember playing where I was like, this is radical. This is very cool. But I would personally like to see Far Cry do... Now stick with me, because at first you're going to be like, I don't want to see this zombie game. Now the reason why Dying Light came out, and I love Dying Light, problem that I have with it is that there's just no guns. There's just no guns. There's no guns. And that makes me sad. There is guns. That's a lie. But there's like... It's like so bare minimum. There's like a pistol... And then you have a rifle and a shotgun and all that. And it's like, this is child's play. What I think is beautiful about Far Cry to use the word beautiful, is the fact that they really can do anything that they want. And something with like the thing with zombie games, I feel like in particular, is that no one is really nailed. You can't have it both ways. You can't have like a crazy, the last like crazy shooter that came out for zombies, really, and I'm not counting Call of Duty because that's a particular mode. That's not the whole game. It has been like Left 4 Dead, even State of Decay, but State of Decay had these like survival elements. I would really love to see a Far Cry game be set in like in a zombie setting. Say, I would think a awesome city would be San Francisco. Make a really just beautifully detailed city of San Francisco, and have because it's such a small city or whatever, but it's very dense, and you could have a very cool detailed city and cover a lot of ground, a lot of terrain. You have the city, and then you have the parks and whatnot that surround it, and I think that would be awesome. But the thing that I think would be really cool is you could have the crafting element or whatever that is in that game, but you can use that for making food, whatever, for your character. And it could be ridiculous where, you find a can of spinach and a can of carrots and you combine it and it makes some sort of crazy superfood where you can like, have the strength of 1,000 mules. I don't know why 1,000 mules, but it's better than one mule, right? You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I'm elbow bumping you. And plus it's annoying to me because anytime a zombie game comes out, I feel like people are just like, oh my god, we're so sick of zombies and everything. But to me, zombie games are kind of like, I enjoy the zombie genre, and there's really not that many of them. And there's like little games that come out every now and then, like Zombie U for the Wii U, and then now it's just Zombie, which is a really dumb name, and then The Walking Dead. But those are very character driven. You're not paying attention to the zombies or whatever. And Dying Light is pretty much the biggest one that's come out. Dead Island 2, no one knows what the hell is happening with that game. We'll see whatever happens with that. But this is something I think could be done interestingly, where you could have like survival sort of elements added to it, with hunting or whatever, maybe hunting special zombies or hunting animals for food, like say the stuff overgrown. And I think it could be a really cool element that you could have in the Far Cry world where, it's not inconceivable to have a bunch of guns everywhere for no reason at all. And you can have the best of both worlds where you have survival and, survival hunting and all this sort of stuff, but you can have crazy military weapons and everything, and it would make sense. And also I would want runner zombies, not just slow, like shamblers or whatever. I want runners. And I think in the Far Cry world, you can really make that make sense with takedowns and whatnot. And that's personally what I would really love to see them go next. I don't think that they'll ever make one, except on that thing they did where like, would you like one? Another one that could be an interesting, like, different type of thing for Far Cry to do, and they kind of did it with Blood Dragon, which, like I said earlier, someone hold my hand. Far Cry Blood Dragon 2 can happen, if you believe. Hashtag Blood Dragon 2. That's not a real hashtag, at least I don't think. We can make it one, though. Just you and me. The one other guy watching this video still. I would really, really love to see them tackle a sci-fi setting. Even if it was like, have somewhat similar to like, say, Star Wars, like Coruscant or Nar Shaddaa, those types of worlds where it's like kind of seedy underbelly of society or whatever. Kind of like what Prey 2 was going to look like. If you never saw gameplay for that, you should check it out because it looked awesome. That similar sort of, you have this grimy, disgusting kind of looking world or whatever, and have bounties and that sort of stuff. And I think that could lend itself really well to Far Cry, especially because with Blood Dragon I think really showed where you can meld hunting and crafting and like leveling up and all that. There's light RPG stuff, like skill based and whatnot, where you can have that all in the same world as like, say, a shooter or whatever. And they melded sci-fi with Far Cry, which I think could really be done. But I want to see like a full-blown sci-fi thing, because Blood Dragon was more of like a VHS 80s future sort of thing, like a 80s VHS movie type with like a future, whatever. That's just what I said, but I ramble a lot, so I tend to say the same thing over and over again until you finally get the point, and then you realize, why don't I shut up and keep talking, or not talk at all? Because that doesn't make sense. If I shut up and stop talking, or if I shut up and keep talking, I'm not talking. My apologies. I'm really tired. I'm so exhausted today. I got no sleep last night. But so yeah, those are a few things that I think that they could go. And also, it would be really sweet to just see an Old West game. I would love. Oh my God, would I love an Old West, Far Cry game, because the Old West is awesome, and there's just not enough Old West games. Red Dead Redemption 2 seems to be on the horizon, but who knows? I bet that was really loud. I'm sorry. Really sorry. But I'm not really sorry. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. You can follow me on Twitter at EricMyers93. You can follow this channel on Twitter at 3_beersin. And thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry, I'm like really tired and exhausted, but it's okay. I'll see you guys next time.